Yo, what's good, bro? How purpose works and how to use it to live a meaningful life. Let's begin. So, what is purpose? Purpose is basically our calling to life, or better known as our reason to live. It's what makes us want to get out of bed, whether that be working out, to be more fit, playing a specific sport, or to study for that degree or dream jobs that you want. These things that we focus extremely on are the same things that give purpose to our lives or a meaning. And when doing this purpose task or goal, we will feel fulfilled, happy, energetic, and you will naturally gravitate to being a nicer person, and others will naturally, vibe with you because when you're acting upon your purpose, you're being you. You're being authentic to yourself, and people will naturally, gravitate towards you. That weird personality that you hide, that you don't want to act upon them because you think that people are gonna, get disgusted and get away from you. That true personality or that true being that you naturally are is what attracts people the most. And this natural personality that will blend with others because people most likely try to fit in with each other, and that's what causes a trend. It will bring a more passionate version of you to life. And yeah. And what happens when we live a life without purpose? When we live a life without meaning, we just wake up, look at our phone, jerk off, do useless, meaningless things with every day on repeat for the rest of our lives without a goal in mind, without something to achieve in the future, for something to have something to do with your future self, basically. What happens when we don't have this purpose? When we live a life without purpose, we are usually living in a shell of ourselves. We live an adult life without color, without hope. We live a life that was not meant to be living. A life that brings out the worst in you instead of the best. And naturally, because of this, we're more lazy, we're more unmotivated to get out of bed. We focus too much on fitting with each other and fitting inside of the public that we forget who we are. And naturally, people will see through that fake shell of ours. We'll see through this fake personality that we've created up to fit in with people, when naturally you will actually stand out. And instead of standing up for something good, you will stand out for something bad, for as weird and unlikable, because we're not being ourselves. We're not being authentic to ourselves, and we're not being you. You're not being you. And we don't like it. We don't like to be ourselves because we're scared that people won't accept us for who we are, even if that sounds dumb. And worst of all, you might think that they might ridicule you, even though they already do, for creating this fake personality to fit in. We just naturally live a worse life, a shitty life that isn't worth living, honestly, for. So how do we fix this problem? How do we find a purpose to live by? How do we find this meaning to get out of bed early for? And when we're trying to find our purpose, we usually want to get away from any distractions, whether it be our phones, any type of technology, even going out with friends, and maybe even hanging out with your family. The TV, your random things that could possibly kick you out of it. And we want to get away from these distractions so that we can thoughtfully think about our purpose, and usually this purpose would be tied to our childhood dreams, things we wanted to be when we were kids, or things that we did do when we were kids, things we wanted to achieve throughout our whole lives. And things like social media, games, your phone in general will distract you from that. will distract you from finding this and might even influence you to make you think that things that are not your purpose are your purpose and make you waste days, weeks, months, even years of your life trying to pursue something that was merely somebody else's dream. For example, Hamza, our purpose might have been to do electrical engineering, right? And we watched a video about a guy doing architecture, like, oh wow, this guy does it, so that's must be what I want to do, I might want to be an architecture too, that's my purpose, because this guy is doing it and he's happy doing it, so maybe I'll be happy doing it too, so maybe that's my purpose, maybe that's what I want to do. When in reality, deep down inside yourself, you wanted to do electrical engineering, and you spend a lot of years of your life focusing on the wrong thing when you didn't want to, and you later found out that your true purpose was electrical engineering when you stopped liking the matter all of a sudden, like for no reason at all, and you just think, wait, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do architecture. I wanted to do electrical engineering, but I let this guy influence me, and now I've wasted about 3 years of my life pursuing something that I never really truly wanted to do. So to prevent this, we want to push away everything that could do this, right? And lock ourselves in a room with no distractions, just a pen and paper. That's all we want, a pen and paper to start writing about our life, about our childhood, the good things and the bad things. Things about the future, things about the past that have happened, and things that might happen that might influence what you do in the future. Get really autistically specific with it, down to the last detail. And when you do this for a couple of days, all of a sudden, while taking a shit or showering or something, you will get a faint flash of your purpose, like a quick picture, like a picture frame of like 1 to 2 seconds. And that picture will be like what you really want to do, and it won't be a super clean, precise memory, but something familiar and vague. So what do we do when this faint memory appears? What you want to do is, grab your pen, piece of paper, and immediately immediately write it down and start taking action on what you think that memory was. So, you're showering and you had a faint dream of you jumping the cuerda in the gym, not specific gym, like just in a gym. So you write that down and maybe it's boxing, right? So you go apply to a boxing class and you see if it's that. It's like, no, I didn't feel like it was boxing. Maybe it's MMA. Oh, let me go over there. You take an MMA class. Oh wait, this feels right. This feels enjoyable. This feels like what I want to do. And boom, that's your purpose. Another example is my example. For me, when I had a picture or vision of myself cutting my hair short and starting to record these videos and slowly getting happier and my life improving along with these videos, and me turning out happier than when I started, and just looking back a couple of years later, being fulfilled and full of nostalgia and gratefulness to my younger self that he sacrificed, part of his life to do this, so future me can be happy. That I feel accomplished, something that meant so much, something that's important to me that I've accomplished and completed. I completed that purpose in life. And for me, this memory, it was a flash of 1 and 2 seconds, like picture times picture times picture. It wasn't like a 10-second clip of me. Oh wait, oh yes. It was something. But when I took action, this faint image just started to look more clear and clear until I was easily able to see what it was. And naturally, you want to take action and try to devote 100% of your life towards that purpose, towards that meaning in your life. You want to set your goals, all these worthwhile goals along with your purpose goals, that will fulfill you and your life, and that you want to take action upon them. And one thing you want to make sure of is that your goals aren't, too unrealistic. Like, you find out what your purpose is, and that's great, but you don't want to exaggerate on your goals. Like, make it like right there, where like you're right here, like you're right here, right? And don't make it to like solid over here. Make it to right here, so like where it's like a place where you can reach. When you're here, now you can take it up here, and it goes higher and higher and higher and higher. An example of this would be if your purpose is, getting fit, getting into the gym to like get girls and stuff. Don't put the goal of, it's your first year of training, you've never trained before, to like gain 40 pounds of muscle in like 6 months, like 6 to 7 months, because that's an unrealistic goal. But like pure muscle, that's an unrealistic goal unless you're like, taking a little bit of steroids, a little of that natural juice. So you obviously want to achieve that goal, start to naturally do yourself dirty. A better goal, for example, is to gain 10 to 15 pounds, of muscle in like those 6 to 1 year of working time, with the correct bulk and all that good stuff. And like, a good proper diet and training plan. And that's basically how purpose works and how to use it to live your life. I love you. Take care.